How are you communicating with your signed clients, meaning they've signed a buyer agency agreement or a listing contract with you? I'm going to break down two separate strategies next to keep everyone you're working with in close communication. So if you get some value out of this, you like what you hear, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and if you want to schedule a call with our team about how we can help you implement these kind of strategies in your business, you can do so with the link in the comments. We're in a new era of working with buyers where buyers are going to have some sort of signed agreement with you, whether it's an exclusive, a non-exclusive, a property specific, it doesn't matter. And obviously when you get hired by a seller, you've been signing listing contracts for decades now. So I want to look at this as signed client communication. This is really important because when you're engaging with folks, you want to have regular communication with them so they know they're still a top priority. It's a little different than lead follow-up and prospecting because now you've got to keep the client. You want to make sure the client is happy with the results and the action steps that you're taking. And it's a big gap for a lot of agents because we know one of the top complaints about real estate agents is that their clients never hear from them. So I've got a two-pronged strategy to keep in touch with your buyer and seller clients. So let's start with the buyers because this is new for everybody. So imagine you are working with a family, a couple, single buyer, doesn't matter, and there's not any new properties to show them. This happens all the time, and it's a really big gap in the communication process because a lot of agents just wait for their buyer clients to tell them what they want to see, which is not being proactive, and it's not playing offense in your business. If you've got any sort of signed agreement with a buyer, whether it's exclusive, non-exclusive, property specific, whatever it looks like, I would be calling them and emailing them once a week. The call can go something like this. Hey, Brian. Hey, Wendy. It's Toole here with RE/MAX. I know there haven't been any new properties that you've reached out to me about that you want to tour. I want to let you know I've been scouring the market, keeping my eyes peeled on new opportunities, and been checking for homes that maybe are lingering on the market where they might have an opportunity to come in and have a buyer negotiate with them, and even properties that might be outside of your preferred search area. I'll be sending all of those over to you as soon as anything remotely checks your boxes. I'm not sure if any of them will be for you, but I'll continue to do that. I just wanted to let you know that I'm on it. I'm constantly looking at the market, and if you need anything, I'm just a phone call or a text message away. That call, that could be a voicemail. That could be the script. You could ask them questions like, hey, just out of curiosity, have you thought about adjusting your home search to see more product? I'm not sure if this would be for you, but I've got a couple properties that aren't quite exactly what you're looking for. Would you like to go take a look at them? Right? That's the phone call, but that could be a voicemail, what I just said. A weekly phone call communication goes a long way with your actively signed clients because they know you're there for them and you are in communication with them. You can have a conversation and engage and see if anything's changing on their end. Really, really important. You can do the same thing with an email. And the email, it's going to be a little more tactical. It's going to be very similar. Identical messaging. I know you haven't reached out. I wanted to give you an update on everything that's happened so far over the past 7 days. We looked at these 3 properties. None of them were a fit. One of them went under contract. I saw a couple new listings that I sent to you. I'm not sure if that's going to be what you're looking for. I knocked a couple doors. I've reached out to some homeowners in the neighborhoods that you're interested in. I've made X amount of calls. You're letting them know all the stuff you're doing behind the scenes. And you can do that in a call or an email. I would do both to stay ahead of this here. And that way, these people know that you're working on their behalf. There's communication there. Even if there's nothing to report, staying in communication is critical in sales, especially with buyer clients, because now we're asked to enter into a contractual relationship with them on some level. This should be an expectation. This should become a staple in your business. For years, people have been doing this on the seller side, which I'll get into right now, and it's the same kind of phone call. Hey, we had X amount of tours this week. Here's the feedback that we're hearing. People thought the home was too small. They thought it was a little dated. We were priced too high, or they didn't like the location, or the buyer decided they're going to spend more money because they want a bigger home. Whatever the feedback is, just going over that and having a dialogue with people, telling them all the things you're doing to try to sell the home, like, hey, I reverse prospected the MLS. I have 2 open houses planned and I circle dialed your neighborhood. Whatever actions you're taking above and beyond what you've already told them, you want to communicate that and reiterate that to folks. Hey, I've been targeting homes that are listed that could be likely move-up buyers for your home. Whatever you're doing, you want to have this regular phone call communication with these people. Thursdays in the afternoon may be the best day to do this for potential sellers. So if you're going to get a price adjustment for them, then you can have the conversation before the weekend. And you can do the same thing in an email. Here's your showing time listing activity report. Here's the realtor.com report. We had 50 saves on Zillow, and we had 4 tours this week. None of the buyers bought other properties. Here's what they liked and didn't like. This regular communication, it may sound mundane. It may sound, oh, of course I should be doing that. It may sound too simple. That's not the intention. The intention is letting people know you're still working on it when things may slow down. The market has slowed a little bit the past couple months compared to the last 4 years. So if you're not communicating regularly with your clients, they may not think you're doing anything. So implement this email and call strategy for buyers and for sellers. I gave you a lot of great information in this one here. You do that, you're going to have more happy clients, and you're going to be their agent whenever they transact.